Right, so today I'm sitting with James White. So James, you've just completed your plumbing practical assessment, mate?
Yes.
Yeah, so we thought we'd put together, James kindly allowed me to ask you a few questions, which is really good. So first question, mate, who's going to Australia with you?
So with my wife, my two little boys, they're 1 and 3, and of course myself.
Yeah, perfect. So
hopefully.
2 little boys as well, mate, so it works well.
There we go.
And okay, have you been to Australia before? Have you been to Australia before?
I haven't, my wife has.
Okay,
Yeah.
not a problem. And whereabouts in Australia are you looking to move to?
So we're looking to move to Perth.
Perth?
Yeah.
Nice part of the world.
Yeah.
There in WA.
Very sunny.
Okay, excellent. So what I want to do is sort of ask you a little bit about the skills assessment process. So the first part was the documentary assessment, gathering all the evidence. How did you find that part of the process?
Yeah, it was fairly straightforward. I mean, you guys made it easy for us and you told us exactly what we needed.
Yep.
So that was great for us. And then we just worked through it. Douglas as well, absolutely superb. A great help.
It's normally the hardest, I think, you know, it's usually the hardest part of the process. So what sort of things are you asked to gather during the documentary assessment?
Oh, absolutely, it's certainly the longest part. But, you know, in terms of your whole experience, where you've worked, things like pay slips, how much you've earned, you know, getting in touch with banks and stuff like that. Yeah, really time consuming. References, luckily, you know, good ones from our employers, fortunately.
Yeah, definitely helps.
Absolutely.
Of course. Okay, so the purpose of the documentary assessment is obviously for you to prove on paper that you have the necessary skills. So you set out a list of tasks that you need to gather, and I think that, you know, generally people do find that the hardest part. The second part of the skills assessment is you have a technical interview. So what was the technical interview like?
So it was actually quite relaxed and informal and very natural. It was just talking about skills and experience over the years, you know, what type of works I've done, you know, where I've worked. Obviously all the technical side in terms of plumbing and gas and stuff like that. Yeah, found it very enjoyable. It was talking about things that you do every day.
Yeah, so it's nice when you can do that thing. So you've got to relate to someone when you've got a similar sort of job.
Absolutely.
That. And how long did the technical interview last for, mate?
Goodness me, I can't remember. I know I had about 3 cups of coffee.
3 cups?
As it was early in the morning.
About an hour?
Maybe about an hour. No, I think it was a couple of hours.
Yeah,
yeah,
no worries.
Yeah.
So the purpose of technical interview is obviously for the clients to and one of the assessors to discuss and just make sure everything that you've given in the documentary assessment, you are who you say you are, you do have the necessary skills for the purpose of migration. And then today you've come into the Downriver Centre and you've done your one-day practical, yourself and 3 other plumbers. You're the only, well, you and another bloke, the only brave ones to do the YouTube video, which we appreciate. So run through from when you arrived today to where you are now. What happened today for the process?
Well, essentially today we were given a plan, told what we've got to do, given a set of measurements. We were looking at installing some drainage and hot and cold plumbing supplies.
Yeah.
And testing it on completion.
Perfect. And I think, you know, and we also spoke about the gap training and everything like that, which is obviously an important part of the process. And I think you get to learn a lot from working out. Obviously, it's not just the start, obviously the skills assessment side, but once you arrive in Australia, what the next steps are. So, James, thank you very much for taking the time, mate. I really appreciate it. I'm sure everyone else does too. So, guys, if you're a plumber and you're looking to make the move to Australia, give the Downriver Centre a shout and we can help you out. I'm a plumber by trade. So, yeah, if you've got questions or queries about either the skills assessment pathway, all the way through to registration or employment in Australia, give us a shout. All right, thank you very much.